Congresswoman Hinson, the JCT, the Biden administration, they're tinkering around with the plan. We get, these tax numbers. And of course, Hillary brought up some great points. There are all kinds of ways, schemes, if you will, to sort of game the system, to game the graders, if you will. When you start to hear $4 trillion on something that's going to be pitched to the American public as $1.5 trillion, what do you think?
Well, I just think this is more budget gimmicks, Charles, and that's not what the American people deserve. The American taxpayers are the ones who are paying for all of these plans. They don't cost $0, and to say that is frankly disrespectful and dishonest, and that's what we've seen through this entire process with this social spending plan. Democrats have blinders on, and all they're focused on is how many trillions of dollars that they want to spend, and as Hillary mentioned, it's really how they're tinkering with this plan to change the life of these programs. So in essence, we're going to have to borrow money that we don't have to pay for priorities that Americans have clearly sent the signal they don't want.
And speaking of which, inflation, obviously the biggest story in this country, and yet the White House wants to pour more free money into the economy. Now, here's the thing. Normally, that would buy votes, right? And most times you say free money for all. People say, okay, they line up for it. The American public is getting wise because they've gone into the stores with the extra money, but they've come out with fewer products. I mean, talk to how this is hurting your constituents.
Yeah, absolutely. This cost is affecting those kitchen table conversations that Iowa families are having. They understand that they're putting more money in their vehicle to get to work. They're putting more money in their grocery cart. Every single time they go to the grocery store, they're having to pinch pennies. I tell everyone, I drive a minivan. I'm a per ounce shopper. I see those bottom line changes at home in my district in Iowa. American people are wisening up to that. And the supply chain issues on top of it, Charles, that's what we should be focused on right now, is fixing our supply chain. A business in my district that I visited just a few weeks ago, they paid $4,000 for a shipping container about a year ago. Just a month ago, it was $29,500. So that gets passed right on to the consumer, and that's exactly what Iowans are wisening up to, and Americans are wisening up to as well.
And your state obviously also as a player in the domestic energy production. President Biden not ashamed at all, asking OPEC and Russia to pump more oil. And here's the irony. They gave him a flat no. They told him to go pound sand again today. So we're going to, at least for another month until they meet again, deal with these prices, and we could come to the rescue. I mean, how nutty is that? I mean, what are people telling you? Like, we've got it. It's under our feet. Why don't we come to our own rescue?
Absolutely. We need to be energy independent. Iowa feeds and fuels the world truly. We have ethanol plants ready to stand by and make clean fuel for our vehicles. I use E85 in my car. I think it's a great opportunity to help decrease our overall dependence on foreign oil while still showcasing our domestic production. We can be energy independent, and it's very clear with this administration's failures on every front. They've taken this country in the wrong direction, and Americans are paying more because of it.
Yeah. Well, the good news, Representative Hinson, is that they're going to bring back the SALT deductions for rich people in New York and New Jersey. So
right. That's more giveaways, right? It's so backwards. It drives me crazy because they talk about, their whole argument has been let's make the rich pay their fair share, but yet they're giving those very same people in their backyards those tax breaks. I think it's completely disingenuous. Again, these are just more budget gimmicks. We need to start respecting taxpayers and come back to zero. Bare transparency should be the bare minimum here when it comes to talking about these packages.
I agree 1,000%. There's too much at stake. Congresswoman Hinson, thank you very much.
Thanks, Charles.
It's easy to